Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Guam. We're in DCS. As you can see, the mission is called Mariana's Missiles. So, this is going to be a little bit of a different mission for us here today. We're doing can the US defend Guam from a missile attack? It's going to be a combined attack of both Red 4 ICBMs, which will be coming in, but they'll be coming in time on target, or just before, approximately 40 cruise missiles. So it'll be quite an interesting little one to do. I'm going to set Timmy in it as blue for, just so that they basically all fly off to the top of the map and away. Let's cover off on the defences, I guess. So I'm going to work south to north, and we'll talk through it a little bit at a time. I don't know the exact location of the THAAD battery on Guam. However, as you can see, we've got 2 radars and 4 launches here at El Forte on the southern island, but also 3 launches forwardly deployed to Rota. This has precedent. If you do some research on the missile defense of Guam, the US has forwardly deployed in an exercise 1 THAAD launcher to Rota whilst it was controlled from Guam. This is prototypical, and yeah, actually really interesting in my opinion. But I'm saying that basically because they have an idea that there's going to be something. They're forward deployed 3 because they know this is the vague direction the missiles are coming from, and it just helps them intercept them a little bit quicker. So, in Guam, or in the port, or Guam Navy Base, we've got Nollyburg Flight 3. We'll make it Jeremiah. Jeremiah Denton. He's probably a really well decorated person. I'm completely memeing on his name, but there we go. I don't recognise any of those names, so yeah, we'll stick to the Jeremiah Denton, DDG 129. Like I say, he is sitting in the middle of, well, he's basically, for law reasons, he's moored up in Guam Harbour. We also have in town today the USS Lewis Puller, which is a mod from Admiral 189. And this has been basically for roleplay purposes. This is obviously Bob. So what this ship is the idea is you put LCACs on this bottom deck here, and then you can bring LCACs on to resupply them and all kinds of magnificent manoeuvres that the Navy pulls. It's basically this is very similar to the Iranian net vessel, the name of which escapes me at the moment, which is like a converted tanker, which is drones and all sorts of stuff. This is similar. It's a converted tanker, but it's used for amphibious assaults. And basically, because of the capability this would deny, the US Navy, but specifically the US Marine Corps, the Chinese want to destroy it. A large part of the reason they're attacking today. We'll do the Robert Simonek for funsies. So, that is in harbour. That's the southern portion of the island. Other air defences, we've got a modernised Patriot battery here. And we've got a NASAMS 3 battery there. And lastly, on Rota, just to protect those 2 launchers, and the airfield, we've got a NASAMS battery as well. So, attacking today, we've got 40 ballistic missiles. It'll be on me to judge when to launch them to create maximum havoc. We've got a number of formations of H-6Js. They'll be coming in and dropping their payloads. Giggity. Everyone likes a payload, am I right, home viewers? And naval component here, the Type 055 standard fare. I've got a pair of them. And they will be launching cruise missiles today. So it'll actually be closer to 56 missiles that we have from the cruise missile component. This is really designed to be pushing the envelope of what I think China could do. Specifically focusing on the ICBM threat. I do not think this is as big as China's making it out to be. Here's why I think that. There was reporting in Reuters a few months ago of massive corruption in the Chinese rocket force, who the guys responsible for the the missiles. Now, they've basically discovered massive amounts of badly built silos. So some of them, you push the button to open the silo doors and nothing happens. The parts it's not designed to open. It's just a solid chunk. missiles filled with water instead of fuel, all sorts of stuff. And this is why in the Chinese military, for example, aircrew or aircraft maintainers taking fuel out of missiles to cook quick. So I think China, like I say, this is what I think an all-out assault by China on Guam could look like. And this, like I say, is involving them somehow sneaking some Type 055s to within 500 miles of Guam. Please note, for purposes of today, these aircraft are further away. They're not going to get within the Patriot net. No, they're not. So that's fine. The reason I'm saying that, I want to make sure he fires nothing because he shouldn't have weapons. He's unarmed. The reason I say that is, like I say, the idea is they're further away and they've launched the missiles over the horizon, so they're therefore harder to detect on radar. Same for the 055s. In fact, what I could do, probably fire about this point here. 190. Okay, there we go. So I put the 055s there, and that means they're attacking from a different angle, so I should split the fire, hopefully, of the air defences. Right, without further ado, let's go flying. Well, let's go shooting things at things. Now, what do I think the realism of this attack would be? Honestly, I don't know. America, obviously, this is not right here, right now. This is, ways down the line at least. America right now is in an interesting position. You've got Joe Biden, who's sort of one corner, and Donald Trump, who's the other. Now, my personal opinion is if we see 4 more years of Joe Biden, then if there's a war in the APAC region, Asia Pacific region, then I don't think. Sorry, then I think America would get involved on effectively the side against China, right? However, if we see Trump coming in, then I do not know what the situation would be. Hopefully, he would get involved because on the strength of effectively, it's the right thing to do. But I don't know whether whether because he has a track record, shall we say, of cozying up to dictators and all that kind of stuff. So this sort of, I guess, my idea for this is effectively America's not directly involved yet because a Trump-esque candidate, let's call them President Trump, comes in, and they basically said, look, I've done a deal with China. I've done the best deal, the the only deal only I could do with China, and I'm they've assured me effectively peace in our time. Right? They're not going to attack us. They just want Taiwan. This is Pearl Harbor, to use a World War II analogy. This is, like I say, going to be one hell of a firefight. So bear with me. I'll let you watch this just because I think it'll be good to see. We've got 8, 16 in a formation. So my first attack is going to be onto the THAAD battery. And I'll just put 16 rounds right into the centre. And they're instantly starting to fire. Perfect. And this is going to be, like I say, a massed attack. So I'm going to be firing effectively all my rounds at different points. And they're ground attack. Perfect. Next thing I'm going to do is also I'm going to attack the Lewis puller. Because that would be a prime target, I think. And since it's in harbour, you can definitely just use cruise missiles. The Burke is going to be doing a lot of work here. The Burke, I'm not actually going to attack directly because I don't think there's any point. She just says that and goes, you know what? Let's time up at least for a little while. Now, formation 4, I'm going to retarget that THAAD because THAAD is probably the most important. You know, these two radars here are probably the most important sensors on the island of Guam right now. So, 4, 5. We're going to target. I'm going to target just the center point of the airfield. Okay. Now this is going to simulate a sort of multiple missiles being launched kind of job and being targeted at different locations on the aerodrome. And effectively, if we get multiple impacts, we'll call Anderson disabled. The other place to target, 1 pat. Again, same traffic here. And there we go. Last item to target will be the Patriot battery itself. And again, with the Patriot, there are not many single points of failure on this battery. There is one. The LTAMS, which is the search track radar for the battery. With that knocked out, the battery is useless. 2 more. I'm going to invest these to cut the runway at rotor. Just want the center point of the runway. Go. And what else? Got one last bunch of aircraft to launch from. We've cut 1 pat. We'll specific again. I'm going to set another bunch to target that Arleigh. Right, that's those missiles away. Now we need to order the 055s to shoot, and we'll give them similar targeting. We'll give them all Forte aerodrome. Basically, there's going to be a lot of missiles coming out of nowhere, in theory. It's what it should look like to the defence. And then we'll also order them to target the NASAMS 3 battery. Basically, the reason that I'm flying them this far out is just so that they fly over the island and hopefully, you know, cause quite a few launches. Please note as well, actually, this NASAMS battery here bears talking about. Nope, NASAMS battery. This is the NASAMS 3 battery. It looks really big. And okay, I've compacted it into a small area. I'll grant you that. However, the Wikipedia basically says this is the correct amount of launchers for a US NASAMS battery. So, launchers today, we've got some NASAMS 3 with the AMRAAM ERs. We've got some NASAMS 2 with AMRAAM Charlies. And we've also got 2 AIM-9X launchers, which will be really interesting to see in action. So, what we'll do, last item on the agenda, I'm going to set basically targets to ready to fire mode, because effectively, again, we're simulating the fact that, you know, they have intel, stuff is coming. The concern here is primarily keeping everyone safe, rather than not giving away anything in intelligence value. So we'll set the lowest puller to ROE hold, because so see how big this ship is, by the way. I think it may possibly be sitting on the bottom of the Simonac, but you can see it doesn't have any meaningful self-defense weaponry on board. There might be a Sea Whiz, and that's all it should have. But like I say, this is here. Let's just say it's loading supplies to go out and do help with an amphibious assault. And like I say, that Arleigh is definitely alongside. Right then, without further ado, first KD-20s launched. They're coming off their launch aircraft now. KD-20s and the missiles that will be launched from the 055s are effectively the same missiles. They're effectively Chinese versions of the caliber, as far as I understand it. And you can see they're firing their CJ-10s, which are exactly the same. They're just sort of the navalised variants. And they're coming off the racks. Mods used today, like I say, you've got the Current Hill Chinese and American Asset Pack and Admiral 189's Lewis Puller. Right, so the missiles are on the way. I can probably give these some more targets, judging by the amount of missiles they've just fired. So bear with. In fact, let's just target this guy some more. I'm also just going to take the chance to check these aircraft. They've each only fired one missile. Fabulous. Right, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to add a lot more targeting instructions for the aircraft. Stand by. Alrighty, so I've added an absolute ton of additional targets for everyone. And then I got bored halfway through, so some of the formations have fewer targets, but I'll just use those for wrap up later. Anyway, now watch this. Just missile away, missile away, missile away, hopefully. Yep, there we go. Maximum rate of fire on the missiles. And there we go. What I'm going to do when the missiles or the aircraft reach waypoint 1, that is when I will fire or give the order to fire these bad boys. We've got two different types of ICBMs today. We've got the DF-41s, the Dongfang 41s. These are nuclear-tipped missiles. So these are going to be used for the Navy base and basically areas like that we need to flatten. And the Dongfang 17s, these are conventional tipped. So they're going to be used for more sort of strategic maneuvering, strategic shooting. So, as you can see, there's just waves of them now. You can see though, right, this formation is done. So what I'm going to do is just have them turn to the north. So they'll just turn out of harm's way. This formation, it's got two missiles left, so I can put two more targets. Let's quickly do that whilst we're here, right? Let's stick one on that. Since it's only doing effectively one missile per aircraft, so 4 to a target, I can actually target a little bit easier now. And what we'll do is stick our last one into the centre of the NASAMS 3 battery to try and take out that command post. Okay, what have we got coming next? But after they fire that, they're done. So these guys, turn away, please. It will take them ages to get away to the north, so that's why I'm turning them out with the formation. It just makes it easier for me to see who's where and see all the weapons and stuff. These guys got one more target that I can allocate them. Let's see what they're targeted for already. So they're doing some of that work. I'm going to stick them after the Patriot as well. The Patriot is probably the biggest threat on the island. If we can take the Patriot out, thing is, the Patriot or the THAAD, if we can intercept or destroy any of those, sorry, then we are in a good place. We are in a good place. And he is clean. And then this guy up here should be clean. Yep, that formation clean. Please note as well, THAAD would have an intercept capability. Sorry, not THAAD. Guam would be given an intercept capability at this one, like an interceptor aircraft on standby. Those would go up and those would thin this formation out and thin the missiles out too. Because I want to basically have eliminated those for purposes of today, just for making my life a little bit easier. These guys have still got 4 missiles. Wow. It's literal insanity. Right. I've got everything pretty well handled, I think, actually. What we'll do is we'll stick a missile into the center of all forte. Just deny it is used for logistics aircraft. So one of the key things I've done is attacked every single airfield on the map. Every single airfield that's sort of within convenient helo range. Tinian's doable as in a heli, but it's still like 200 plus miles. So particularly for like Kazovac and stuff, it would just be difficult for US to evacuate people. But also we want to leave some stuff intact so that, you know, when we do a land invasion, brackets China, brackets, then yeah. Like I've said previously as well, sorry, I know that bird I'm actually quite concerned about. How are we doing? How are we cooking? Just absolute walls of missiles coming out, man. Now, bear in mind those missiles are about 4,000 or 5,000 feet, I believe, from memory. They cruise at. Oh, do these go? No, these go at sea level. My bad. Or near enough sea level for it not to matter. How are we looking on this bad boy? 2 missiles still to go. Okay. So I'm going to target probably Patriot again. So what I'll do, I'm just going to target the C-ram at the back, which is acting as sort of goalkeeper. Because that is, again, one of the things that could cause us issues would be a C-ram. And then we've got one more round, and I'll just stick that into the puller, I guess. We'll go bow shot for that. The puller's got like 3 different, 12 different cruise missiles targeted against it, and midships, bow and stern. So they should get a decent pasting. Formation still got 4 missiles on as well. I think I've given myself too many missiles here. What we'll do, we'll retain these guys for now, and we'll use them for wrap up, yeah? Cool. So we'll just do that to them. These guys, same traffic, they've got 4 missiles on board each. Thing is, we're sending in a lot of cruise missiles. This is a sizable chunk of the Chinese Air Force tied up doing this. Again, that sort of adds a bit of unlikeliness really to the whole mission because, frankly, the whole factor of this mission is it relies on America not noticing. China doesn't really have a blue water navy in the sense that the Americans do. For them, like a long deployment for their carrier group was doing a lap of Taiwan, so going around the outside of Taiwan. Whereas, the Americans think nothing of setting out of San Diego and going and operating in the Persian Gulf. That's nothing to them. So that's sort of the way to think about this. It's similar stuff, but ultimately very, very different. I'm just going to put fast forward on for now. Speed time up a little. And I also said we'll wait until about there, to be fair, for it to be vaguely TOT. You know what? No. No, it needs to be TOT because I need the cruise missiles to strike. Uh-oh, okay, so they've been seen. So the Arleigh Burke's firing upon them. So what we'll do, since they've now been seen officially, what we're going to do is start targeting. I'll do it in sort of thingy time just for the lols, basically. Patriot, let's give that 5 rounds. Bear in mind all the cruise missiles are going after it. 5 rounds is more than enough to paste it into next week. Also, I'm not expecting all 5 rounds to hit. However, 5 rounds would be enough to overwhelm the IADs sufficiently. Next, we are going to target... No, rotor is not sufficiently tactically important. I would have to go for the CDC labs, actually. So this, I remember from our last attack, this area here are the CDC labs. So we'll just give that five rounds. And again, that's just enough to, because they're basically like a cold storage facility there for the CDC. Would China do a thing like that? I think they would, to be honest. I think they would. Next, we're going to send 10 rounds after the THAAD. But, you know what I'll say? Balls. You know what I'll say? You see the amount of counterfire that's going up at the moment from the Burke. We're going to look at it closer in a moment. But the amount of counterfire that Burke's putting out, that is doing exactly as we wanted, and that is draining missiles. Every missile that it fires a cruise missile is not one it can use to try and defend a ballistic. Right. We'll target 10 rounds there. And then I'm going to do a couple of rounds at the airfield. at Anderson and a couple of rounds at the naval base. In fact, 10 rounds at Anderson, 10 rounds at the naval base. Bosh. Yeah. So if I just target the center point of Anderson Air Force Base, actually no, I want to target the ramp. So this area here, again, imagine we put aircraft on this for performance reasons. I've not included that today. And then we'll also tag, and I'm going to shoot the Berg here. Would the Berg try and put to sea? Possibly. But for purposes of today, we'll pretend he ain't. So, let's see what we're looking like. Got KD-10s, that's the air launch missiles, remember? And, oh, so, no, those haven't all been cleaned up yet. So you'll see we've got the SM-61As, these are launched from the Burke. Sorry about that, I had a fly problem. Let's just do a weapons views here, there we go. So you can see the SM-6 tilts in there. And just like that, there's the little dot. Chow. Modern combat is quick. Just do 10 times fast forward. Actually, no, I won't, because that way I'll miss. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the DF-17s, first rounds are out. So, that interceptor's firing already by the look. Is it? Gotta be right. 28, right? Huh? Huh? Nope, it's not fired yet. My apologies. Thad knows it's going to be defending a threat from a northerly direction, so it's already facing in that direction. The main difference with this Thad battery to others is I put an extra radar in, so basically it gives us overlapping better arcs to defend ICBM threats. Bear in mind with Thad, we put its range rings in, which is that there, I think. Is it? Yes, it is. There we go. So the Thad can see to. Okay, that's its engagement ranges. Thad can actually see most of the map, so the Thad can see it coming, and the Thad's like, I know you're coming, but I can't shoot you until you're approximately Tinian. And I'm going to hide all my ground target titles again because, yeah, and air targets as well. SM2 is now coming out. Honestly, this is probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to order him to hold fire for now. Hold your fire, hold your fire. Green alert status. So I don't want him to drain himself yet. Remember, we need him to be able to support Patriot when this barrage comes in. I wish I could order him to, like, yeah, wait a bit, basically. He's not fed any ESSMs yet, though. ESSMs are a large part of his defensive complement. I've not seen any ESSMs go out yet, I should say. But we'll wait for that to get closer. Thads are up. The Thads are firing. Let's ride one of them. That's the wrong button. I'm sorry that we are watching it from this perspective, but it's just the best way to watch it. These are the Thads being fired from rotor. So you can see I put them missiles in that area. So I'm going to watch externally now because, like I say, it's a large-scale attack, this. So you know what? Putting that Thad further ahead, it's intercepting the missiles. Bear in mind, the missiles are only dropping down throughout 100,000 feet at this point. So it is not intercepting them in the terminal phase. Well, I suppose it is intercepting the terminal phase in theory, but it's the early stage of the terminal phase, so it's still very high altitude. So it's showing that this is giving Thad on things some breathing room. Look, that second Thad's only just opening up now. First Thad is going to probably be drained not that long from now. But it's got some leakage. But like I say, that's why we've got our second round here. And what I'm going to do is now that We've got those are a bit closer. We've got red alert. Fire when ready. Engage. He's only got 3, 6, 8 CJ10 available. Oh, he's firing more though. They're coming at him with more. Ooh. This is a sucky attack. SM3 is coming out now. These are being fired from the... Oh, they're cancelling. But we'll have a look at them very quickly. These are being fired from the Arleigh Burke. So you can see it's fired them. It's still alongside, obviously because I've scripted to stay there. Well, to stay there. SM3 with 2As. You've got the booster section there. I think that is on the back. I'm not sure actually if these have boosters or not. I don't think that they might not. Whew, lots of stuff to talk about. But you've got THAADs going out. You've got SM3s going out. You've got SM2s going out. Got Pack 2s going out. Interestingly, no Pack 3s being fired yet. Pack 3s are theoretically the anti-ballistic missile. They've pressed the fire everything button. Look at that. Would be... Hang on. I bet I've missed all the launches going out, have I? Easy. Look how close that got. Wow. Oh no, that's the missiles that cancelled. My apologies. You know what though? That's insane. I should get a snip of that for a thumbnail. Look really weird as a screenshot, but insane that, isn't it? Let's ride that missile out into the... Oh. Eh. Accelerating through 3,500 knots on its way to save Guam from certain destruction. Uh-oh. This is not good. ESSM's out. Trying to save the day. Nah, ESSM's not fast enough for that bad boy. This is a DF-17 MRBM. It's going for the THAAD launcher. Good. Ugh. Instant annihilation of the THAAD battery, by the way, there. That is absolutely shocking. We've got AMRAAM ERs out. These are C-spiral bodies with AMRAAM seeker heads, by the way, for those of you playing along at home. Don't think I've seen those. I don't think I've used these properly in DCS yet. However, you know what? That cruise missile attack didn't do much. Patriot's now taken out quite badly. We've got the BMs going in to attack that, not even touching it. And that cruise missile attack's nowhere near Guam yet. I think that missile's gone dumb and just hasn't cancelled yet. That's going through 18,000. That's going through 7. It might be trying to... SM2! Best M2? ESSM just doesn't have the legs. DF-41 though. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! What the hell? Guys. Okay, so I put to you that anyone not in a bunker when that gets shot down is still getting badly messed up, and the naval base is probably irradiated. Not gonna lie. That is insane. I would love to watch that on the replay. There you have it, though. Got our last DF-17s coming in now. Patriot can't do anything about them, but SM2's coming up for them. I've said it before, I'll say it again. SM2 best M2. Ooh, and does it cancel as well? No, this one's on its way. So I'm seeing quite a bit of wastage in the sense of missiles cancelling themselves when they don't really need to, or because they're being fired too early by the ship. But aside from that, I think what we're going to have to do is same tactic as last time: hold fire, let them get close, and then re-engage. Look at that, our missiles are just going up, and then they either miss or just cancel themselves. I'm genuinely interested for this NASAMS 3, how it's going to deal with this onslaught, and it will be an absolute onslaught. Let's see how these SM2s do. It's not going for that, it's going for the last one. That's fun. Okay, now, sir, you may return fire. Fire in the hole! Return fire when ready. Yes. Uh-oh. 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 I want to watch this. Kablam. The CDC cold storage site is saved. We've got our last DF-17. You know what? The damage has been done, though. Wow. Did that just not proc fuse or something? I can't tell what happened there. Uh-oh. Um, lads? Oh well. Bonk. And that is sort of normally tipped, so it's... Right, next part of the attack is to basically fast forward and let these guys get close. And enjoy the fire everything button again. Fire everything button, best button. Fast forward. We just had the chance to thank you all for watching the video today. I hope you have enjoyed it. It's been a lot of explosions, more than your regular dose of boom boom, I'll have you know. But we'll see how this goes. I don't think America is surviving this cruise missile attack, if I'm honest. Cruise missile attack is probably the least sort of realistic part because, you know, we've had to tie up a substantial portion of China's strategic bombing capability to do this. So, you know, no general is going to say, yeah, that's fine. Send 2/3 of the air force halfway around the world to annihilate a base that's probably not that consequential in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, it's like I say, it is one of the key sort of things I think is difficult with DCS is balancing blue 4 and red 4. That's probably the key thing I've learned as a mission editor, mission designer in DCS is, you know, the whole thing of how do I balance making sure that blue 4, or in the case of America, has about a similar chance to win as red 4. And I'm not being entirely unrealistic in the process. You know, some fights are incredibly disproportionate, and that's just the nature of warfare. Others are incredibly proportionate. So there you go. There is your daily bit of Jen with Emily. Right. This one's 10 times speed. Also, I'm incredibly impressed. I'm opening a Quassel. No, not Quassel. A flat. I am Hank Marvin. Not in it is. Oh, it's perfect. I do think this is overwhelming any IAD. I think I probably should have launched maybe half as many missiles as this to be realistic. But, eh. You come here for boom boom, you're getting boom boom. You asked for it, you got it. Oh, Ollie Burke is putting the SSMs out at the last of the Christmas has come from the ships. Well, and the SSM. It was interesting. It looked like that ESSM retasked itself en route from the lead to the secondary missile, which is good, don't get me wrong, but it's just the first time I've seen it in DCS. Here comes the defensive aircraft coming out. So just to double check, this battery is still up and still standing. A lot of AIM X, a lot of AMRAMs. Bear in mind as well, they're equipped with the trucks here, so the trucks can rearm the launchers. Look, those ESSMs going out, man. It's just, I am Arlie Burke. No one will touch my naval base. I think the naval base is getting annihilated because the Arlie Burke's finished shooting, which leads me to believe he is down to guns only. And as much as, you know, a Sea Whiz is great, it ain't going to do much against that. The Antonio B1 Pat, that's probably toast. Honestly, Anderson's probably the best place. Well, Northwest feels probably the best place to be right now because they're the most complete and well-armed functional air defense system. Just depends how much is saturation for an ASAMS 3 battery. I don't know the answer to that. Um, you know, but the drawback of time on target as well is you can see they're arriving back exactly the same time. Oh, break! Did you? So what you didn't see that, or I saw the tail end of. So I'm just monitoring this here. Was the launch of an AIM-120C or B. So you can see this. They've got an older version of the NASAMS battery here, and you can see it doesn't actually show you how many rounds they've fired, does it? Oh no, they fired one round and they've achieved one kill. So you've got AIM-120Cs and Bs at that launcher. Um, sorry, I'm just trying to find the next Blue 4 missile to be launched effectively. For whatever reason, though, they're not engaging these bad boys. Unless, there you go. So this you can see is literally an M120C. It's been fired from the NASAMS battery down there. And it's like, uh-oh. Boys, we're going to need the fire everything button. KD-10's now going to pop up. They're popping up to the point that they're now going to be visible to the NASAMS. One of the architectural features of the Marianas is that it's basically quite a steep hill up from the beach in this area. So we are hiding behind the mountaintop. There you go, AMRAAM-ERs up and out. So AMRAAM-ERs, again, these are, yeah, okay, Sea Sparrow body with an AMRAAM Seeker head on it. They're going out in a vain defense. If we're going to hit those two CJ-10s. Do you not understand why the KD-20s... They're literally giving them a free fly past at this point. Why they aren't getting shot at. What are you doing, NASAMS 3? Well, let's watch this attack. It's probably going to be the most interesting one to watch. This base is actually fighting back. That was a valiant defense. One missile bled through, then a second. But those missiles still in the air. They don't go dumb. Unless they're out of battery, which I think that warranty, which I think that one there has. They should basically become normal AMRAAMs at that point. Just go fuck people up, basically. But they appear to have not done that. So... Oh, hang on. Got stingers coming out. So these are being fired. We'll watch from the stingers now, show what they're being fired from. Miss. But the launch got annihilated, but... Huh. Can't find it right now. Is that it there? That's it there. That's the little APC that's got the Stinger missiles. That's the destroyed radar. And then over here is the destroyed CRAM. What little CRAM? Didn't get a chance to go... Broop, broop. Oh dear. We missed it, but little Jeremiah over here, he's having a bad day. He's taking a pummeling there. Bang. That's him dead. And this is Lewis Puller. So he's on low health. So what do I think the conclusion of this attack is? Well, obviously China won. I think I handed the win to them on this one, to be honest. I'll probably look to restructure this again in future and slightly balance it a bit better. But here's the thing. Without the cruise missiles, I don't think China would have won. I mean, it clearly wouldn't. You know, the majority of the draining of the IADs, like I say, that was done by cruise missiles. So it just goes to show, you drain the IADs, you know, the best IADs in the world can't shoot you down if it's out of missiles. That's the way to think about it. They're just atomizing the base, aren't they, over here? But look at the consequences of the attack, right? There is now not a single usable airfield on the island of Guam. And so we put a hole in the runways, in all the runways here at One Pat. We've irradiated Anderson to death and then missiled it. To be honest, Northwest Field, probably your best bet at landing aircraft into Guam if you wanted to. That will probably be the only airfield we haven't specifically attacked today. Lastly, Rotor over here. We destroyed Rotor Air Base. You can see the NASAMS, the THAAD launcher survived, drained. But the THAAD radars haven't survived, which is the main thing. And again, destroyed runway. So your nearest properly usable airfield to Guam right now is Tinian, and that is a distance of about 95 miles. So a 12-hour trip in a helicopter, assuming you have helicopters. It's, you know, half a day's, well, sailing on a ship to get there. What I'm saying is Kazivac is going to be difficult, and so is resupply and repair. If you don't have the toys for it on Guam, you're going to struggle to get Guam repaired. Now, if I was China, I would back this with an inside threat. What I mean by that, I would have agents on Guam who are just going to run interference, sabotage, anything, you know, guerrilla tactics, blow fuel dumps up, anything. Anything that they can do that will hamper the efforts of the US on this one. Anywho, folks, like I say, that's the attack done. Thank you for watching today's little YouTube video. Oh, the puller survived somewhat, by the looks of things. So at least we've got some sort of maritime assault capability, but it's on half health, so we ain't got much left. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis, and we'll see you next time. Until then, bye.